And the moment is bigger for the skaters on the track. This is the final. And once again, we have a team from Quebec in the final. This is the second straight year. Last year's Montreal Smash Squad took the tournament. This is Les Bûches. Now, am I saying that right?
No, Les Bûches.
Bûches.
Les Bûches.
Bûches.
Think of how you yell at Mega Bûche.
Yes, Bûches.
Yeah.
So Les Bûches are primarily a Quebec roller derby team, but they do have skaters from Rimouski, from Montreal, and from Trois-Rivières on their team. So they're kind of a Quebec Freshie All-Stars. And they will be playing, of course, the D-VAS.
The D-VAS. I'm so excited.
How'd these teams get here today?
They had a long day behind them. Let me see.
Now this is this is the second time in 3 years that the D-VAS have made the final. Last year they played in the third place game, took that third place game, but 2 years ago they lost to the Gold Miners' Daughters in the final. So this is a return to the final for the D-VAS.
Yeah.
They of course just beat the Hammer City Rollergirls in a pretty penalty-filled game.
Yeah.
I think, to say the least. You called that one stressful as it looked?
It was definitely stressful, and then the D-VAS pulled ahead for a little bit, and Lightning Slam was like, oh, and it looks like the D-VAS have this one in the bag. It's like, don't you say that. You can't say it yet. Hammer City could come back, and they came back with a lot of points. They made them sweat. It was an awesome game.
Yeah, a mistake-filled game. I don't think the D-VAS can make that many mistakes against this Les Bûches team and hope for the same result.
Yeah.
This team is very, very good.
Oh, definitely.
They've scored over 100 points a couple times. They absolutely dominated the semifinals, 99-9 against Orangeville's Pulp Affliction.
Yep.
They look good. So it looks like we were almost ready to get underway, and now the teams are leaving the track again.
Oh,
they're doing announcements.
The
introductions.
Yeah. And they're gone. Oh, gosh.
It's been a long day. It's been a long day, folks.
Yep.
Just before we get the announcements in, maybe, just in case, because we know this championship game is going to get exciting, let's thank one more time at least, and hopefully we'll get them in throughout this game, but let's thank our sponsors. Rumbling Rage, Derby Shop, Monster Muffin, 1234 Skate Company, Rydell in Mill Street. These are the big sponsors who have made this Boutcast happen.
Thank you so much for making this all possible.
First up, Les Bûches.
With their Quebecois scarves. And actually, Georgia W. Tush is on the sidelines wearing the same scarf, supporting.
All-star fans along with these all-star freshie teams. So, Les Bûches, as we mentioned earlier, also had their two closest fights of the day were the quarterfinal game against the Neophytes, another strong Northern Ontario team. They beat them 82-33 in the quarterfinals. Bûches also beat the third place team, the Hammer City Harlots, to kick things off today, 88-61. We're going to get their names here in just one moment, if we can find them. We've been, I think we've been mangling these names all day, so we're all both just nervous about mangling them now. But again, once again, this is Montreal did not send a full FreshMeat team this year, but they do have membership on this team. So we're going to give you the full roster. First on the bench, a couple key Quebec roller derby skaters. Edith Butler-Q. I'm saying that terribly. I think of Patrick every time I say that name. Edith Butler-Q, excellent skater for the Quebec roller derby. And Conas Lebabert also on the bench. And your roster for Les Bûches. Number 010 is Lacrac. 15 TW, Justin Powers. 22 Volts, Voltface. 27, Conasassin. Number 4, Sugar Shane. Number 42, Nelson Mandel. Number 5, Tralet de Flo. Number 511, Vinny Neutron. Number 6, Demoniac. Number 7, Swedish Charcoal. Number 8, Gauda Machette. Number 8-bit Game Boy. Number 90, Clara O'Kee. Number 99, Duracuir. C4, Dynamite. And Cut 3, Chantsa. Again, I apologize for my...
Listen, you're doing better than I'm going to do.
Les Bûches.
Now we have our Toronto Roller Derby Divas. We have Babouche Kill, number 115. Number 1618, Moose Knuckles. 2XL, Killer at Large. 411, Weed a Bitch. 42, Firecracker. 52, Full Deck. 737 Android WK. 789 Battering Man. DOA Enraged. K2 Heavy Knitter. L8X Rubber Rectum. S1 Cirque du Soleil, who's actually injured for this tournament but is on the sidelines. And then we have Toucan Ale, Wachter, and Smack Me Around on bench staff.
Now, a couple of key skaters to watch over this day. Les Bûches have really been strong. It's hard to pick out just a few key skaters, but a few skaters to watch. A jammer to keep your eye on is Game Boy.
Without a doubt.
Phenomenal all game. And the blocker, I mean, there's a few great blockers, but Dynamite is a big hitter, but also very smart and a good positional player. Who are some of these divas we should be watching out for?
Android WK, without a doubt. She's been absolutely phenomenal this whole day and this whole season leading up with Toronto Roller Derby. Also, Enraged has been huge in the pack. She's done some great jamming as well. Full Deck's done great jamming. Everybody's been rotating positions, and everybody's been doing such a great job at all of them.
And it's funny, some of the divas actually, there are a lot of divas on the sidelines who are actually too experienced to play in this tournament. And a few of these skaters actually play in the Toronto Roller Derby House League, but because of the timing, they never actually had an opportunity to play in the divas. They're first-year skaters, just finished FreshMeat in January, got immediately drafted to ToRD. Didn't get maybe as much skate time with their house leagues, which allowed them to play in this tournament and actually replace some divas.
Yeah. And we're off.
Now we're ready to get going. Final game of the 2013 Fresh and Furious tournament. One difference in this one than the games you've been watching all day. This is a 30-minute game, so an extra 10 minutes for these teams to work with.
So we have Killer at Large out there jamming for the divas.
And Justin Powers out there for Les Bûches.
To get things started. Tight pack off the line. Both walls giving the jammers a hard time.
Les Bûches has been almost unstoppable this game. But
Justin Powers finds a line on the outside by Bushkill, trying to slow her down. Huge hit by Enraged, unfortunately, can't follow through.
Volta-Face is getting the major for that one, but great defense from both these teams. Slow pack work. Tight D, but it is Justin Powers who gets out first, and she's coming around to score.
Killer at Large still stuck in the pack on her initial pass. The blocker's really giving her a hard time.
And this is what we've been seeing all day from this talented team from Quebec. Just tight, locked-in defense.
Game Boy, again, as great as she is as a jammer, she's been doing phenomenal blocking as well.
You see a lot of that at this tournament, with the freshmen, because you can just see some of these skaters. Maybe they're at the end of their first year of skating, but maybe they just have a skating history, but they just they can dominate games, and we've seen a couple triple threats.
Yeah, it's so great to see them so early on being triple threats.
Even Enraged, actually, DOA on the Divas, who's doing some nice defense, has been a key jammer at key moments in this game as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly the start Les Bûches want off the start, 9-0. The opening jam, natural grand slam, followed by a 4-point pass. A minute and a half in, Divas down by 9.
It's going to be a really tight game.
Despite doing so well, the Divas have never won this tournament. I'm sure they would love.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. I love your history knowledge of roller derby. It makes me so happy.
It's fairly limited to Canadian, though I do my best south of the border. Heavy Knitter out there, number K1 in the red for the Divas against Demoniac.
Demoniac, I've been calling her? I don't know.
Demoniac. Two East Coasters trying to speak
exactly.
Quebecois at that. And Heavy Knitter pops through on the inside.
Beautiful work. Demoniac getting stuck with that wall of Divas, but she sneaks through on the inside. Heavy Knitter coming around to score some points.
4-3 pack advantage for the Divas now. Full deck trying to set an offensive pick. She does it. Heavy Knitter around on the outside. Picks up 4. Divas
Beautiful quick 4 points.
9-4.
They broke the egg.
Conas Lebabara in the middle now talking to Deuce Willis. He's our head ref for this game. Very experienced ref crew for this freshy tournament. There's nothing fresh about this ref crew right now.
It's great to see, actually. Yeah. If you put off such a tournament, normally with fresh leagues, you're expecting fresh refs, but all these leagues are so established now.
Yeah.
Beautiful hit there.
Rage getting physical right off the jam line. Oh, and she did draw the cut. Nice job by Raged.
That was a beautiful job.
Oh.
I believe it was because her knee touched down. It was a no pass, no penalty.
Yes. And again, just
Meat.
Yeah,
doing a great job.
She does play for one of the house league teams in Quebec roller derby. And that experience shining now. Oh, and again, another nice hit.
And that's a cut there off Enraged. Power jam, Les Bûches. This is not where the Divas want to be right now. It's a 30-minute game, but it can go by fast, and a power jam can make all the difference.
Yes, we've seen that. Although the Divas in Hammer City in the last game, I guess, traded so many power jams, by the end they were all negated.
Yep.
Yes, but if you, this Les Bûches team does not make many mistakes, have not given out many power jams in this tournament at all. So giving up a big lead to them early on could be a very, very dangerous thing.
For me, this is absolutely astonishing. The Les Bûches played this morning at 11:40, so they're not far off 12 hours playing now, and the fact that they're still going so hard is so impressive.
Yeah, and so strong, too, and with a smile on their face as they do it. Justin Powers looking pretty happy coming around turn number 4.
Beautiful sweep there. Oh, Killer at Large tries to get out for the hit, not in time, though.
And Les Bûches amassing a massive lead here, 29-4. Divas perhaps just running out of steam in the final game here. Only 5 minutes in, there's still a lot of time to happen, but right now Les Bûches in clear control. And I do think a lot of it probably has to do with the maybe with the experience level of some of these Les Bûches skaters. Again, all within their first year of play, but I know they have a lot of tournament experience. A lot of them played in the Moncton Murder Tournament.
Yeah, and huge congratulations to Rouget Gore on walking away with
That's right, and some of them were on that team.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these skaters also played in the Beast of the East this year, so they're very used to this 20-minute multi-game format.
Yep, for sure. We've gotten pros at this by now. Android WK out there now jamming for the Divas. Doing her classic, messing with the jammer.
But Demoniac was having none of it.
No.
Not intimidated. But Andrew WK with a very important lead jam for the Divas.
Heavy Knitter trying to get a hit on the outside, missing Demoniac. She sneaks by.
And Game Boy with some awesome offense. She is wearing the pivot stripe right now in the green.
And we're trying to do a sweep on the outside there. Android trying to break through the pack, get her points. She calls it off. And that'll be 3 points, I believe. 4 points for the Divas.
4 points for the Divas, and Game Boy heading to the penalty box at the end of that jam, so Les Bûches will be without their star pivot to start this next jam. Divas really needed those points. It had been about 2 jams, I think, since they put points on the board.
It's going to be a huge difference. It's not so much that it's insurmountable at that point when it's a point difference, but it's mentally crushing to try to go so many jams without scoring.
Yes. And just to know that there aren't that many jams in this game.
A sweep to the inside there.
Killer at Large fighting a 2-wall on turn number 3. Gets knocked to the inside, though, and forced back. Clara O'Kee with some nice defense again. Working with Lacraque very well. Rage, though, with some nice defense of her own. Oh, and Rage goes down hard, slow to get up.
I know she has a finger injury, so I imagine she probably smacked her fingers.
Lead jammer, though, goes to Killer at Large. Divas getting 2 lead gems in a row for the first time in this game. But Swedish Charcoal not far behind. And Les Bûches are in a nice defensive position at the front of that pack.
Rage working to hold back Lacraque. And Killer at Large trying to score some points. Calls it off.
No points.
No points.
Excellent defense once again from Les Bûches. Crowd not happy with that no point call. Looks like
an
official review.
Official review. That makes sense.
Yes, maybe asking for those points because very important. If she got 1, she got 3. There's 2 in the box, so that's a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank so many people that we need to thank today. I'd like to quickly go through just some of our camera crew today. Tav, Boo Boo Jr., Scott, Alex, Jane, Axel F., Mazel Tov, I'm sure I'm missing a few, but we had a lot of people on the camera, so thanks very much. Of course, thanks very much to Layer 9, our producer, as usual, here for ToRD TV presentations for Canuck Derby TV. And Honey Boom Boom, who's working the switcher, and she's our director for this championship game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a fantastic team.
And thanks to all the announcers who lent their voices to this podcast today.
So I believe that Tucanel is out there arguing for the points. I would think that he would have, that at least I personally thought I saw. But again, I don't have the best angle, so I don't know.
And refs are always right.
Uh-huh, they are. It is the ref's point of view. And we're having a party going down in the corner with Catch Up dancing up a storm.
Taking a look there at Les Bûches, the bench. That's number 90, Clara O'Key, having a very strong tournament. Some divas on the sidelines, former divas, I guess, in all cases here. Oh no, Wachter is still a diva. One of the
divas.
Too experienced to play. Yes.
Oh, I love the catch-up. It makes me so happy.
Zamboni and Joss Whelan both played in the Fresh and Furious tournament 2 years ago, the 2011 version of the tournament.
Amazing. Wachter wearing her quoted glitter shirt.
And that was recently retired skater Tommy Knockers, also with them. Played for both Windy City Rollers and Toronto Roller Derby, but recently retired. Hung up her skates.
Heartbreaking.
Justin Powers on the line now for Les Bûches. Heavy knitter out there for the Divas. Nothing was overturned in that one, so we're going to assume that the refs are sticking by their call. Heavy knitter gets knocked out by Dynamite. Forced all the way back. Nice recycling there. Duracuir and Dynamite, two of the more experienced blockers on this Les Bûches team.
Beautiful block there by Android WK to get Heavy Knitter through on the outside. Heavy Knitter now through about half a track behind Justin Powers. Justin Powers, of course, on her scoring pass.
Again, nice defensive pace line here being set by the Divas, just keeping that pack moving. Game Boy going to go up and try to peel one off, but Rubber Rector is having nothing of it. Finally forced the call off. 2 points.
2 points.
On the board. 35-8 now, just over 8 minutes into the final game of the 2013 Fresh and Furious tournament. Right now, it's just that one power jam, I think, is the big difference.
Oh, definitely. I think the Divas are going to need some sort of opportunity like that or some really crazy defense to get that back real quick.
Should remind you that even though the game length has increased, nothing else has changed. It's still just 2 timeouts and 1 official review, and 4 trips to the penalty box will have you fouled out.
Killer at large, trying to break through the outside. 1 blocker to beat. Oh, and she goes down with the 1 blocker. I believe that's going to be a low block.
Or forearm or something called. Another lead, though, for Les Bûches, but only about 20 feet back of Swedish Charcoal is Killer at large. And once again, Divas setting a nice pace line on the defense. Keeping that pack moving and keeping all those green points at the back, hoping to force a call off from Swedish Charcoal or a mistake and perhaps a steal of a few points. And it is going to be a steal.
And she does steal a few points.
3-2.
3 points for each team.
Oh, 3-3, yes.
The thumb hides.
The thumb. Just talking about the thumb. 3-3 in the pack.
It has to be said as well, both teams, while being particularly low on skaters, the Divas in particular have 10 skaters at this tournament. At 12 hours of skating.
Yes.
10 skaters. Good on ya.
Yeah, amazing. And these aren't seasoned skaters who've been doing this for years and been training in endurance for years. These are new skaters. So an impressive performance for sure.
Definitely. Android WK getting stuck at the back by some heavy blocking there. Clara O'Key pulling back.
Clara O'Key was actually way in front of Android, but very heads-up play to kind of fool Android into going all the way back there.
Yeah, and she sneaks through on the inside. Of course, Les Bûches is actually on their, just finished their scoring pass there. Demoniac gonna try to go around and burn some of the clock.
Very slow pack, so the jammers having a little jammer-on-jammer action in the second straightaway. Nothing of it, though. 43-11 now, just past the 10-minute mark. Still 3-3 in the pack. The Bûches pivot is standing, though. Full deck out there for her first game here in the championship game with the star. I guess it's the throwing star.
Yeah, it's the ninja star. And Justin Powers out there for Les Bûches.
The chat boards have gotten awfully quiet. I know there are tons of people watching from Quebec. You've been very active all day.
Everyone's nervously watching, biting their nails. They can't type.
Yes.
And Les Bûches jammer breaks out. Oh, sorry.
Looks like neither jammer's gotten through. Yes.
Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, I thought I just saw Les Bûches jammer break out, but no, I did not. Full deck breaks out to get lead. Justin Powers about 30 feet behind.
Full lap. Both jammers trapped in the pack. Nice defense from each team.
That's a hard full lap, let me tell you. Taking a beating, trying to get out of that pack for a full lap. Oh.
And neither team was interested in offense at all. It was all defense.
Yep.
But Bushkill takes a fall now, struggling to keep her point away from Justin Powers as full deck goes down hard. Who doesn't call it off? Allows Les Bûches jammer to get through and pick up points. Both teams now putting points on the board. And full deck just came to that realization that she's either going to have to try to make something happen or just call it off and accept the 4-4 jam. 47-15 though, lots of time to mount a comeback. Les Bûches unable right now to pull ahead. Taking a look at the D-VAS bench. Tucanale, Smack Me Around on the bench.
Yep.
Smack Me Around, also known as fisting balls. Yes.
Score. Amazing.
Heavy Knitter back on the track for the D-VAS.
And Swedish Charcoal out there for Les Bûches.
And again, another nice tight pack. These defenses
so
strong.
It's so impressive.
Heavy Knitter tries to find a lane on the outside, gets mucked up back in the middle, and Swedish Charcoal goes straight up the middle and challenges Android WK, pops out. She's your lead jammer for Les Bûches.
Heavy Knitter getting recycled by Durham.
Duraqueer, an excellent
getting the
skater.
Inside, getting through, not lead, about half a track behind Swedish Charcoal. Just enough time, I would say, for Swedish to score some points, burn the clock, and call it off.
Nice formation from the D-VAS, though, making it hard to score those points. Android WK saving
beautiful
all the
blocking.
points.
Oh, Enraged trying
And Heavy
to go
Knitter
back.
sneaks through. She's going to pick up a few points. Let's see how many. And this is
Oh, huge hits out there by the D-VAS. Android WK pushing back, making Swedish Charcoal call it off. Beautiful blocking. 4-1 jam for the D-VAS. Excellent, considering Les Bûches had the lead.
That's right, a steal of 3 for the D-VAS. They needed that. It's 48-19. We're approaching the midway point of this final game. 3-3.
48-19. That's a close game.
It is. Enraged back on the track now for the 4-3 pack advantage for the D-VAS. Unable to really get anything going, though. Just putting up points every once in a while.
I know, just chipping away at a couple points, but it's that power jam.
And the inability to pull a power jam on this Les
Yeah.
Bûches team. Their jammer's just so smart. Their jammers never leave the middle lanes of the track. Rarely ever.
Killer at large, sneaking around the outside. Dynamite sees her. Oh, lets her go. Killer at large sneaks by quite quickly.
D-VAS got to switch to some defense now. Finally, they notice the jammer coming into the pack. Swedish cuts through. Oh, it's Claire O'Kee. Another triple threat from this Les Bûches team.
Seriously, it's been so impressive. There's so many of them. When I started, all I knew how was to skate fast. Just skate fast and
Skate
figure
fast,
it out.
Turn left, skate fast.
Yep. That's it. Get low sometimes.
It's been amazing watching this tournament over the years. Just the level of play has gone up considerably every year.
Well, it's so impressive because it's not like it's the same people playing every year that are improving.
No.
Watching these leagues grow and watching their fresh meat every year just be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it has something to do with the level at the top in all of these leagues has gotten a lot higher, so the training is much more sophisticated than it once was. The coaching is better. But also another thing, I mean, 4 or 5 years ago, there was just not a lot of derby. All of these skaters have watched derby live. They've watched it online. They've watched WFTDA championships. They've watched derby here on Canuck Derby TV. They've seen so much more derby, and they're saturated with it. So the strategies are no longer some sort of enigmatic thing. They're something they see all the time and are real for them. And so
I remember looking up the whiffed at minimum skills and having to try to decipher what a T-stop was in Newfoundland.
Right.
And we did it wrong for like 5 months until I went to my first boot camp. I was like, wait, guys, we read it wrong.
You're not supposed to make a T with your hand as you stop. That's not a T-stop.
Yeah, so honest to God, I'm very jealous of how many resources FreshMeat have nowadays. It's crazy awesome.
Yep. And this year, I found, in comparison to the lack of penalties, I mean, very much cleaner. Younger skaters have a tendency to make a little more mistakes, you would think, but in this tournament, the teams have really tightened it up. Yeah.
Oh, Moose Knuckles. Oh, she had a very vengeful face on. She really wanted to go for the big hit there on Desmoniac, but Desmoniac getting through to get lead. Full deck getting stuck in the pack.
Once again, it's Duraquir out there. The muscle on this Les Bûches line. She's wearing the stripe and controlling things. Nice little outside-in juke from Desmoniac. Pick up 5 points in the natural Grand Slam.
Android trying to create a hole. Trying to get back with Moose Knuckles to get ready to block Desmoniac. Full deck trying to take a moment to block. She's seeing she's getting stuck. Beautiful.
Android finally able to recycle Desmoniac. But Desmoniac still has another opportunity. Full deck still boat straight away back from catching this pack and putting any pressure on the call off. Here she comes, though. She's going to steal at least one. 3-1-2 is the score. Full deck able to steal 2 there at the very end.
2 or 3? 2 points. That thumb. That thumb.
That's Ross Vegas, the jam ref. More famous, I would say, in the derby community as an NSO.
Yeah.
For his unique way of calling, yes, calling official reviews.
I love it. The first time I see that, I was like, what is that? How does everybody know? And they're like, it's a thing. And I was like, oh. Yeah, I loved it. It's great.
Yeah, once again, there's a timeout now called by Les Bûches, up by 39 points. You going to check my math on that, or are you going to trust me?
I trust you, but
Okay.
also I checked it, and it's good.
Yeah, that hesitation, yeah. So 39 points is the difference. Quite a significant lead right now for Les Bûches, and I say significant not because it's a significant derby score to come back from, but just because of the way this team plays and has played all day. And there is that very experienced ref crew. My Ref Nuts there. Guala Flachot. Is that Senor Wiener with no name on his jersey?
It is, yep, of course.
Quantum Leap, Ross Vegas, Jet Boy on the outside.
Deuce Willis.
Yep. Another WFTDA certified ref in Hammer City.
And we're getting set up back to this jam. We have M-Rage out there jamming for the D-VAS and Justin Powers jamming for Les Bûches. Got some tunes going. We're going to dance while we play.
An official timeout being called now. Deuce Willis skating in the middle. The refs weren't quite ready for that one. So the chat board has come alive, but it's mostly Les Bûches fans. Aren't there any D-VAS fans out there in the I wanted to say Twitterverse, but the Chatterverse, the live Chatterverse.
The Canuckverse.
Canuck Derby TV.
Yeah, come on, speak up, ToRD. Get your kicks. I know you're watching from Maui, Hawaii. Don't even lie to my face right now or through text.
She's given up and gone to the beach.
I highly doubt that. I love her. She's so committed.
Yes.
I know she's watching. Oh, and Ketchup doing a lap, trying to get everybody up and going. The infamous Ketchup made its first appearance at Beats of the East, and we haven't looked back since.
Yeah, for better or worse. Ketchup has followed ToRD around.
For better or worse. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I've been told it hasn't been washed yet. I'm concerned by that.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been wearing that ketchup.
It's going to turn
bottle.
into the Banana. Do you remember Banana?
Oh, yeah. The
that
foul
costume
Banana.
is disgusting.
Yeah, it didn't smell fresh. You got a new one, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
it did replace it. I hope somebody forced it on him. Charm City forced it upon him.
Yeah. So Justin Powers now trying to break through the 2-wall.
Weed a bitch.
And Rubber Rectum. And Raged, again, coming up against some heavy blocking.
Enraged able to fight through that wall. Nice job from
Beautiful.
Enraged. Not too many jammers in this tournament able to do that against that Les Bûches wall.
Justin Powers sneaking by now to get points. She gets her 4 points.
Weed a bitch and Rubber Rectum out there alone. These are two very, very fresh skaters compared to the rest of the divas. This may be their first on-track action, I believe, in a game. Is it?
Oh, I'm not sure. That's pretty exciting.
Oh, they might have played Peterborough earlier this year. Sorry, I could be wrong on
Yes,
that.
this is true. They did.
Right.
They
Yes.
did, in fact. And they joined us at practice the other night, actually. The Divas joined the Death Track Dolls and the Gorgor Roller Girls. So we came together to what we call the Galls and played against the Divas.
Nice.
They did fantastic. They were troopers.
That's a great experience for them.
Yeah.
And again, that's another one of the reasons that the level of this tournament keeps going up all the time, is because that these fresh skaters are skating with such quality opponents at practice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Android WK fighting a 4-wall all on her own at the back of the pack, and that allowed Swedish Charcoal at the front to break through a 2-wall, take lead jammer for Les Bûches.
Durham gives her a bump on the inside. Android getting recycled. I think this is the most hits she's had to take yet jamming, and I don't know if she's used to it. Even against the Galls Wednesday night.
Yeah. And Android WK finally is through, takes a look, sees that she's got a full track to make up. Swedish Charcoal picking up points. Moose Knuckles doing a nice job, though, one-on-one right now.
Yeah, excellent blocking by Moose Knuckles.
And finally, Swedish Charcoal is calling off with no points.
Beautiful, beautiful defense by the Divas there.
Nice work. Moose Knuckles and Heavy Knitter at the back of that pack, protecting those points.
It's a nerve-wracking game.
Game Boy out there. Finally, I was feeling like a
wow.
liar there. I said, watch out for her
know,
jamming,
yeah.
and then she's been pivoting the whole game.
They were
But
calling your bluff.
she's out there now to jam against Killer at Large.
Been doing a great job blocking this game so far. It'll be great to see her again out on the track, jamming and doing a fantastic job.
Just like to update that Getcha Kicks is indeed watching.
Oh, of course.
And she's cheering for Killer at Large right now, who is your lead jammer. But Game Boy gaining ground quickly.
About 40 feet behind.
And look at all those red points at the back of the track.
Oh, Killer calling it, but I believe Game Boy stole the points.
At least one there for Game Boy.
Oh, definitely. 3 points for the Divas. And I don't see
maybe no points?
1 point. 1 point.
1 point, yes.
For Game
there
Boy.
it is. On the board now. 65, now 26, 24.
Oh, and the Divas have a power jam. Game Boy just got a penalty.
Oh, wow. Game Boy isn't sure. And now the bench, yes, that's to be expected. No one, I didn't see that. End of the jam. Opportunity here with there's 10 minutes remaining. Lots of time on the clock. 40 points is the difference. Divas do have an opportunity if they can make this power jam work. They have a 3-2 pack advantage.
Oh.
First time Les Bûches have gotten into any pack trouble this game.
Full deck gets through. Quick lead. That's a good bunch of blockers out there for Divas. Battering Mam, Android WK, Moose Knuckles, all have been great blockers so far, and jammers this tournament.
Good blockers as
Beautiful
well
sweep.
for Les Bûches, Claire O'Key and Dynamite.
It's a beautiful sweep, but we see some great recycling. Oh, and I believe that's going to be a low block.
So more pack trouble penalties for Les Bûches for the first time really this tournament.
Yeah.
Seeing them running into penalty troubles, and the Divas now making a little bit of a comeback.
5 points for full deck. And we're seeing the sweep there. Battering Mam trying to do the sweep, but she's doing it before full deck approaches, so she's almost starting a race.
The timing's just a little bit off, and it's giving Claire O'Key and Dynamite enough time to just recycle up to the front. Nice call off there from our jammer because the other jammer stood up, so
We have the peanut gallery sitting beside us.
Mega Bûche from Toronto CN Power.
Who, congratulations on 39th place.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it's been absolutely amazing to watch them this season, and I'm so proud of them for making Division 1s.
Yes.
Along with 2 other Canadian
That's right.
teams.
3 Canadian teams in Division 1, 1 in Division 2. It's going to be a big Canadian party at the WFTDA playoffs this year.
I'm excited to see how that plays out for the World Cup next year.
That's right. Game Boy now sneaking back onto the track.
literally sneaking, like
Yes.
so tiny. Enraged. Oh, Enraged
nice.
with a hit.
Nice hit from M-Rage, and M-Rage heading to the
called.
box. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see the call, but it looked like a very clean hip check to me. Not
I
sure.
feel like they called her on a low block, perhaps, because
yeah,
her
maybe.
legs were near Game Boy's legs.
I think it would have had to have been a low block. Her arms, upper body not involved.
Yeah. Killer at Large getting stuck there in the back behind Clara O'Kee. Oh, beautiful offensive blocking. Quick points for the D-VAS. 4 points on the board.
And the Divas slowly but surely getting back in this one. Still 8 minutes to go, 65-38.
Hit it and quit it. Hit it and quit it. It'll chip away.
27 points now. They've cut the deficit in half, and Android WK back out there to take on Justin Powers on the jam line.
I was saying to a skater earlier, it's so fantastic when you have an issue with the skater that you don't want to put them at the jam because they're so good in the pack, but you don't want to not jam them because they're so good jamming. And Android WK has definitely made herself one of those players this weekend.
Justin Powers, though, is the lead jammer, but Android WK hustling to catch up. And again, the Divas hustling to make this pack move, but Moose Knuckles.
Android with a wide smile on her face. It's always awesome to see skaters smiling when they
Oh,
play.
and again, Android WK sneaks through, steals
some
2
3
points.
So
3
4-3
points.
jam. That thumb. So now we have full deck out there jamming for the Divas, along with Swedish Charcoal for Les Bûches. 3-2 pack advantage for Les Bûches, and we have an official timeout. We were just commandeered by Mega Bûche from CM Power. Oh, amazing. So we have an official timeout right now called by the refs.
Looks like maybe some problems with the clock or the scoreboard. Oh, no. Going to the penalty box. Could be problems with the penalties.
Seemed that way.
Weeda Bitch M-Rage there in the penalty box. Hey, who
Oh,
are those
hello.
folks?
Where I don't even. Hello.
Hi there.
I don't even know where the camera is.
Just in case you're wondering, it's the Derby Nerd on your right on the screen, and
that's the
that's
Derby
Rainbow
Nerd. There.
Fight.
That's Rainbow. No, wait. No,
Yes.
I'm Rainbow Fight.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not a talented roller derby skater.
Oh, thank you. That's it. I'm not as knowledgeable about anything derby or anything really as you are.
Except for what happens on the track, which is arguably more important.
Only sometimes.
Arguably. Oh, and a nice
Oh.
last-minute hit from Battering Ma'am.
Beautiful. I thought Justin Powers had a clear pass there. Oh, she gets called, though. I'm thinking probably on a forearm. That's my guess.
Yes.
Full deck really having to fight against Clara O'Kee again, being a key blocker in this pack. Oh, big hit thrown.
And Full Deck's face is covered in numbers.
Oh,
I haven't seen
Finn,
any high
she's
blocks
so
called,
tiny.
though. Yeah.
I know, there's been no high blocks called. I feel like if anybody needs a face shield, Full Deck needs a face shield.
5 points on the board for Justin Powers. Les Bûches now trying to take momentum back from the Divas. The Divas had controlled the last 3 or so minutes of this game, and Claire O'Kee is working excellently in the pack to keep Full Deck in the back, and Duraquir also out there helping her as well. It's a very strong back wall.
And Rage going to the box for a penalty. I didn't see what the penalty was again. She just came off the track, or came on the track from penalty, and she's going back. The Divas really need to stop the bleeding right now. They need to get Full Deck out of the pack, and they need to force the call for Les Bûches.
Yeah, 5 more points now for Les Bûches, and it's pack troubles right now. That is the issue, and Full Deck's back there contending against 4 strong blockers, and just not enough bodies on the track for the Divas to mount any offense and also pay attention to the defense as Justin Powers is racking up Grand Slam after Grand Slam.
I believe.
And Full Deck now going off with a back block.
I believe Enraged fouled out.
Oh, yes, that would be a huge
she's
loss
not
for
in the
Divas.
box.
And she was in the box quite often. Now there should be someone in the box for her. So we'll have to wait there will be an official timeout, I'm sure, as the Divas have to put someone in the penalty box to represent Enraged.
48-point lead right now for Les Bûches.
4:30 left. Quite
Moose Knuckles going to the box to serve Emrage minute.
Captain serving the penalty.
Heartbreaking to see a skater foul out in the championship game.
Yes. Yes, it is. But a great tournament from Emraged.
Without a doubt. She's played amazing this weekend. I've seen some really great jamming from her, which I don't think I had seen before.
No.
I mean, I know that as on the Chicks Ahoy, one of the Toronto Roller Derby's home teams, she's been an amazing blocker, and she's beat me around quite a bit, and I love and hate her for it equally. But she did great jamming this weekend.
And this was her first and only opportunity to wear the D-VAS jersey, so I'm sure that she'll be happy, though, to have gotten that in.
Lita getting a use of forearms.
Rubber rectum heading to the bunny box. More pack penalty troubles for the D-VAS. They can't keep a full pack out there.
And that's what's going to break them in this game.
Nice defense, though. Swedish Charcoal took her a full 40 seconds to get through in that first pass, and now she's going to try and score some points in this power jam.
Android going for the hit. Unfortunately, can't lay her out.
Moose Knuckles with the last chance, and a nice hit from Moose Knuckles. Oh, and Moose Knuckles getting called, was maybe out of play. Very clean hit, though. Nice form on that hit.
Yeah.
So she must have been out of play. 93-41 Les Bûches running away with it in the last few minutes. 3 minutes to go. 48 points. Is that right? Are you going to try that one? That's not right at all.
52 points.
52 points. Yes. Derby nerd. Not Matthew.
So we have Killer at Large out there now jamming for the D-VAS. And Demoniac for Les Bûches. And we have something happening. Oh, there's an illegal procedure penalty being called for another skater entering their bench, I think.
Interesting. I have no idea what happened there. Oh, yeah, there was a pivot on the track. I'm not sure why. Maybe she came on too late after the 30 seconds. I don't think anyone knew the jam had started. I think that was the problem. And then the D-VAS tried to send one more skater on the track. And that's when Killer at Large just kind of shot through, took lead, picked up 4 points, called it off.
No. I believe that I'm so confused. I think that she hadn't gotten out of the pack and she got lead, and the other jammer did not get lead, so she called it as soon as she got lead. I think. I was distracted by the illegal procedure.
Yes, I also was distracted by that. Yeah. Thanks for catching that. Trying to read lips and body language. Yeah, so no points for either team. So nice call by Killer at Large. Nice job to get through, get lead, and call it off. There, you're taking a look at the penalty box now.
Rubber rectum, Moose Knuckles, and I'm not sure who the other Le Crack.
Yes, La Crack.
In there for Les Bûches.
All right, looks like we are now ready. D-VAS have used their final timeout.
2 minutes left.
Yes. Do they have an official review? Oh, no, we already used his official review on the points.
The official review.
It's down to the clock.
52 points. Be a hell of a jam.
1:58 left on the clock. This is the final game of the 2013 Fresh and Furious tournament. We're ready to get underway. Anytime it's under 2 minutes, could be the last jam.
Yep, it could indeed.
And two skaters who've had phenomenal tournaments, Justin Powers and Android WK out there. Justin Powers again with an outside-in juke, and she is your lead jammer, but Android WK right behind her.
No.
Oh, and Android heading to the box.
A cut penalty called on Android WK, and I'm sure she won't forgive herself for this because she takes things very personally, but she has to look at the amazing tournament she played this weekend. That's right. And 52 points. I would have been really impressed if she had to pick them up in 2 minutes.
And Heavy Knitter is on deck. She, the pivot for the D-VAS headed to the penalty box. Found it full, had to go back to the track. And
I think penalties is really what made the difference.
And it could be, who knows, exhaustion. It's been a long day for both these teams.
Oh, gosh, yes.
We've been here now for over 12 hours.
Yep. Oh, yeah, we had our meeting 12 hours ago at this very table.
Yep.
My word.
And the D-VAS unraveling a little bit here in the final few minutes. But a great tournament and another strong showing for Toronto Roller Derby.
And I've spoken to so many teams, and they've said how they're absolutely astounded at how high the skill level is on this team.
Yeah.
And how amazing the D-VAS have been playing. And I'm like, yeah.
Both
they're
these
awesome.
teams, I think, have clearly been the best teams in the tournament, and they deserve to be here, along with the Hammer City Rollergirls, also excellent. There was clearly, I think, a top 3 in this tournament this year.
Oh, for sure.
And you know, the thing about the D-VAS and Toronto Roller Derby is they've never won this tournament, but they also have never finished in the last 3 years anyway. They've never finished lower than third. So strong
that's good.
showings, consistent, the most consistent performing team over the years. So that's something for this D-VAS team to remember, that they've been continuing a strong tradition of strong play, the Fresh and Furious tournament.
So I absolutely have to mention now, Android WK's father, Ron. He's definitely tuned in. He's definitely watching. He did a color-coded chart for Beast of East. First ever tournament he watched, did a color-coded chart to cheer on the Death Track Dolls.
Wow.
So a big hello to Ron. Finishing off, he must be proud of his daughter, Android, playing a great game.
And the time has expired. The jam has expired. For the second straight year, a team has come from Quebec and taken the Fresh and Furious tournament. Les Bûches take it 122-45. We will wait to see if that is official. But right now, that is the score as it stands on the board. Congratulations to Les Bûches and to the D-VAS from Toronto Roller Derby.
What an amazing tournament. Thank you so much to all the teams that came out. 16 teams.
16 teams.
Came all the way out here to play this tournament, and we so appreciate you coming out. They have a log.
That's his tied into their name, right?
I
Lumber,
know,
Les
yeah.
Bûches.
Les Bûches, yeah. They did. They should be very proud. They played phenomenal this tournament.
So the final standings for the tournament, Orangeville's Pulp Affliction surprising everyone with the 4th place finish. Hammer City Rollergirls, FreshMeat, no surprise, taking 3rd. Toronto Roller Derby's D-VAS in 2nd, and here they are taking their championship skate from Quebec, representing Quebec Roller Derby, Rimouski, Montreal Roller Derby, and Trois-Rivières. Les Bûches. Congratulations to them. We will stick around here a little bit for the presentation of the medals. I'd like to take this opportunity, though, to once again thank our sponsors. We couldn't do this without you. Rumbling Rage Derby Shop. You can find them at www.rumblingragederbyshop.com. Monster Muffin. Please check them out at monstermuffin.com, and 1234 Skate Shop. That is 1234, all written, 1234skateco.com. Also, big thanks to Rydell, our sponsors. Not only for the Boutcast, but for the tournament. They gave out all the prizes for the 16 different MVPs, so thanks to them. And Mill Street, the fine, fabulous beer brewed right here in downtown Toronto. They've been keeping the fans here in Reeve Arena. They've been keeping them well hydrated all day. Rainbow back now after congratulating teams.
I had to, I'm sorry. Did I miss anything interesting?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Interesting. It was all right. Except I said the most interesting thing ever said at the Derby Boutcast.
Oh.
Just have to wait for the archive to read it.
Well, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in this weekend. This day.
It just feels like a weekend.
Yeah.
It's a weekend of Derby all in one day.
It does indeed. Again, every team this weekend, today, playing so awesome. Fresh meat, too fresh, too furious. Amazing. Super impressive. I look forward to see what next year brings. Like you said, every year it gets better and better.
Every year it gets better. And that is, you just saw Home Wreck and Holly getting her MVP award. She must have been absent earlier for the 3rd place Hammer City Rollergirls.
Thank you so much to Rydell for providing free sets of wheels for all of those skaters. Every team got an MVP. Game Boy getting the MVP, of course, for Les Bûches. No surprise there. And
No.
Android WK for the D-VAS.
Also, not much of a surprise, although there were a couple D-VAS who were excellent. A couple of these Les Bûches were excellent,
I
too.
know. There's been so many standout players.
So here they are now. There is your 3rd place team, the Hammer City Rollergirls. Hammer City, of course, one of the most historic leagues in Canadian roller derby, formed in about February-ish 2006 or thereabouts, along with the Oil City Rollergirls, the 2 pillars, I guess, of Canadian roller derby. Followed very, very shortly thereafter, though, within a month or even weeks, followed by formations of leagues in Toronto and Montreal.
And then the explosion of roller derby.
Yes. Well, and this tournament has been a part of that. In 2008, this tournament was called the Virgin Suicides, and it really was the second wave of of Canadian or Eastern Canadian roller derby. Slaughter Daughters played their first ever games in that tournament, and the Vicious Dishes and the Thames Fatale all made debuts in that tournament. Took a few years off, came back as the Fresh and Furious, and it's been kind of history since.
Yeah, I think it's a really awesome tournament, and I'm actually super sad that I was not in the area when I was eligible to skate.
Right, yeah.
Back in the day.
So congratulations again to the historic Hammer City Roller Girls. The Hammer City A team finished 93rd in the WFTDA this year. A huge jump, though. They started the season at 133rd.
Yeah, I know.
So good for them.
There's earlier this morning I found that out. That's a gigantic leap.
Pushing for the Division 2 playoffs. And there they are, Toronto's Deadly Viper Assassination Squad, the D-VAS, second place finishers at the 2013 Fresh and Furious tournament.
And if you look very closely, the bench manager of the D-VAS has his third place medal, I guess, from last year.
That's right.
Hanging out of his pocket.
This is Tuke Hale's second year with the D-VAS. Just like in Toronto Roller Derby, just like the skaters have to go through the D-VAS, so do the bench managers. Got to spend some time on the D-VAS.
Mm-hmm. And Tuke's been doing a great job with this team.
Yeah. And Smack Me Around, a former diva.
Yep. Looking amazing. Oh, she lost the boots. I'm so disappointed. She's been rocking boots all day.
Well, you know, it's been a long day.
This is true. This is true. Oh, the metal's not really fitting around some of the helmets, I don't think.
No.
The worst, having to take off your helmet after playing a full day of roller derby.
And Android WK, the MVP, so this is the championship game now MVP for the D-VAS.
I thought they were handing her a beer that time.
Maybe she did too, that's why she threw her face in her hands. Oh no, she's happy about the prize, sorry. And there's Cirque du Soleil, the injured skater who was unable to play this weekend.
And they're actually derby wives, so I'm sure Android's crying right now.
So congratulations once again to Toronto Roller Derby's D-VAS. Second place finish. And that means there's one medal left.
Les Bûches.
Les Bûches.
And what an amazing trip to get here. Such great play all day long.
And what a year it's been for Quebec Roller Derby.
Mm-hmm. They've been dominating.
That's right. Rouge et Gore, featuring skaters from this team, finished in the top 8 at the Beast of the East. That same team turned around and won the Moncton Murder. And now here, slight configuration, but that never went over the helmet.
No.
Slight different configuration, and they win now the Fresh and Furious tournament.
Everybody again shamefully taking off the helmets. Oh, it's been a long day.
And that is, hey, that's Newfie Bullet giving out those awards. Her number is 709.
Yeah, Newfie Bullet, love it. From the west coast, I believe, of Newfoundland. But we've had many a chat about Newfoundland. We're pretty much sisters.
Yes. She skates with the host Greater Toronto Area Roller Girls. She skates for their team, the G-Stars.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Edith Butler-Q receiving her medal. And Conas Labarbère now receiving her first place memo for the bench staff of Les Bûches.
I believe Justin Powers actually just got the MVP.
Oh, yes.
I think it's a different MVP than earlier then.
Yeah, so this is the championship game.
Girl.
Championship game MVP.
Okay, yeah, so Justin Powers. Oh, yeah, Justin Powers. And then Android WK got another one.
Yep.
Amazing.
Was a really, really great tournament for Justin Powers.
Yeah, for sure.
And there it is.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Sloppy Boggins, coach of Sweden at the 2011 Roller Derby World Cup. And I believe he's still a coach in Stockholm. I could be wrong there. I know he's a coach still overseas. I'm just not sure which league, but I believe it's Stockholm. But he's just happened to be in town and here to present the championship trophy.
Oh, that would make sense. GK wrote me earlier, and she told me to give him a hug for her. And I was like, I don't know who this person is.
Well, there he is. Now you know.
That would have been handy, yeah. That's an amazing trophy. Oh, my goodness.
And they're drinking out of it.
Oh, I love it.
From our sponsor, Mill Street. I believe that's the organic lager that was poured into there.
Really mess them up with the tank house in there.
Yes, right.
Nothing finishes off a day of roller derby like Tank House.
And that will finally bring to an end this Canuck Derby TV presentation of the Fresh and the Furious 2013. Once again, a huge, huge thank you to Layer 9. If you haven't been to that website, go to layer9.ca. The most extensive archive of roller derby videos in Canada.
For sure.
Period.
Definitely.
Unmatched. So a big thanks to him. He's our producer here for this Canuck Derby TV / ToRD TV presentation. Thanks to all of our announcers who've been calling all day. Thanks to you for watching. Thanks to Honey Boom Boom, again, directing this championship and the Final Four, I guess I should say. Thanks to you, Rainbow Fight.
Oh, thank you to you, Derby Nerd. I'm so happy to be here.
So on behalf of the whole Canuck Derby TV crew, the GTA Rollergirls, I'm the Derby Nerd.
I'm Rainbow Fight.
And we are signing out. Good night, Derbyverse.
Thank you.